What's up, y'all? Another Sabbath day, Bible study, Bible reading out of the Torah, Genesis 14. And it came about in the days of Amraphel, the king of Shinar, Arioch, the king of Elasar, and Chedorlaomer, king of Elam, and Tidal, the king of Goim, that they made war with Bera, the king of Sodom, and with Birsha, the king of Gomorrah, and Shinab, the king of Admah, and Shemeber, the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar. All these came as allies to the valley of Siddim, that is the Salt Sea. 12 years they had served Chedorlaomer, but in the 13th year they rebelled. In the 14th year Chedorlaomer and the kings that were with him came and defeated the Rephaim and Ashtaroth Karnaim. The Rephaim are giants, and the Zuzim, and Ham, and Eman, and Shavah-Kiriathim. I believe those are also giants. And the Horites in their Mount Seir as far as El Paran, which is by the wilderness. And they turned back and came to Enmishpat, which is Kadesh. And they conquered all the country of the Amalekites, and also the Amorites, which lived in Hazazon Tamar. And the king of Sodom, and the king of Gomorrah, and the king of Admah, and the king of Zeboim, and the king of Bela, that is Zoar, came out, and they arrayed for battle against them in the valley of Siddim, against Chedorlaomer, the king of Elam, and Tidal, the king of Goim, and Amraphel, the king of Shinar, and Arioch, the king of Elasar, 4 kings against 5. Now the valley of Siddim was full of tar pits, and the king of Sodom and Gomorrah fled. The kings of Sodom and Gomorrah fled, and they fell into them. But those who survived fled into the hill country. Then they took all the goods of Sodom and Gomorrah, and all their food supply, and departed. They also took Lot, Abram's nephew, and his possessions, and departed, for he was living in Sodom. Then a fugitive came and told Abram the Hebrew. Now he was living by the oaks of Mamre the Amorite, brother of Eshcol, and the brother of Anar, and these were allies with Abram. When Abram heard that his relative had been taken captive, he led out his trained men born in his house, 318. See, Abram had a good amount of people. He had a good amount of wealth, and he was known back then. He led out trained men born in his house, 318, and went and pursued as far as Dan. He divided his forces against them by night, and he and his servants, and defeated them and pursued them as far as Hobah, which is north of Damascus. He brought back all the goods, and also brought back his relative Lot with his possessions, and also the women and the people. Then after his return from the defeat of Chedorlaomer and the kings who were with him, the king of Sodom went out to meet him at the valley of Shavah, that is the king's valley. And Melchizedek, this is one of the few times you hear this name in the Bible. And Melchizedek, king of Salem, brought out bread and wine. Now he was a priest of God Most High. And he blessed him and said, Blessed be Abraham of God Most High, possessor of heaven and earth. And blessed be God Most High, who has delivered your enemies into your hand. He gave him 1/10 of all. So Abram, at that time, gave Melchizedek 1/10 of everything. Then the king of Sodom said to Abram, Give the people to me and take the goods for yourself. Abram said to the king of Sodom, I have sworn to the Lord God Most High, possessor of heaven and earth, that I will not take a thread or a sandal, thong, or anything that is yours, for fear that you would say, I have made Abram rich. And I will take nothing except what the young men have eaten, and the share of the men who went with me, Anar, Eshcol, and Mamre. Let them take their share. It's the end of chapter 14. 15 coming up next. God bless you guys.